discuss, do we need an architect or a designer for our projects? Well, the first instinct is no, we don't. All of us are designers, all of us are architects, especially your carpenter is an interior designer, your mother-in-law is an interior designer, grandmother, sister-in-law's mother-in-law, all will give you ideas for interior designers. And an architect, well, your own Mistri is an architect. In fact, you definitely will validate the design given by a professional architect by your Mistri. Your Mistri will tell you, oh, the column is so thick, so much of steel has been put in it, not required. You will come running to the architect that my Mistri says you have given a very heavy design. So my dear, actually you don't need anybody. Why do you need? Your father-in-law, brother-in-law, everybody will give you ideas about architecture. Isn't it?
Yeah, normally that is the practice. So I feel that nobody should go to any architect. That will be the best.
Doesn't it remind
most of our clients, we found that they are the best architects, designers rather. So what we have done, normally we have involved our own clients and we have designed their houses with their inputs.
Exactly. This reminds me of Frank Gehry's comment that I can't understand why people hire architects and then ask them to design according to their wishes. Of course, it is your house, your requirements must be taken care of, but the technical side of the things has to be left to the technical people. This is something which people do not understand. But I have seen that isn't it that the clients from Bombay and all, they are much more geared towards
their awareness is much more greater than the other urban areas.
Yes. So working with the person living in Bombay who has been through the whole rigmarole in Bombay or Maharashtra area is much easier and better, I should say, when it comes to the professionals.
Design.
Now let us talk seriously why you need an architect. First of all, the municipalities will not pass the plan without them, without their signature and all. So that is where one architect comes into play. Secondly, 5 years of training, they definitely know better than the Mistris. Of course, the Mistris have some more ideas about ground reality and all, but a technical person...
No, mostly the Mistris will have practical knowledge. Whereas any qualified designer, architect or interior designer will have technical knowledge greater than an ordinary Mistri.
And of course they are also trained with aesthetics, how to blend the technicalities with aesthetics, with latest techniques. That is where you need a proper trained architect or interior designer. Now people keep on asking us, isn't it, what should be the size of the project to involve a designer or an architect? So I feel there is no scope for largest or smallest. Even a small space can...
Project site could be anything. Any size and any budget. It can be anything.
In fact, I think the smaller spaces need professionals more than larger space. When you have a big space, you can play about. But when the space, the area, the carpet area is very small, you need to be very, very accurate and proper planning, crisp planning has to be done. So that becomes more important. The smaller the project, you need a better professional. isn't it?
Yeah, any professional normally they can analyze their own plan and then decide about it. That is the greatest advantage by hiring a professional. Otherwise, as you know, if you refer to your neighbor or your relations, experience they can share with you, but they cannot give you a perfect technical design. That's very important actually.
Yeah. In fact, for smaller spaces, you need to have a all-round idea of the latest gadgets available, the maybe digital or other different hardware. You need to know what are the hardwares available in the market. So all these becomes very important when the project is still smaller. Now this is another question what we get. At what stage should we involve a designer or an architect?
From the beginning.
From
it
the-
cannot be in between.
Correct.
From the stage of site selection. Site selection is very, very important.
Yes.
And location of the site, that's very important. In case when you you are planning to construct a factory, let us say, or big housing project, the climatic conditions are also very important. You cannot ignore them. And then site contours are important. And then distance from one point to other point, that's another issue.
Hence, involving an architect right from your site selection becomes very important. Now comes the next item, that is interior designer. When should the interior designer be involved? Now, if your architect is your interior designer, then it is taken care of. But please remember that all architects are not interior designers, because interior designers need to have that micro level planning interest. There are many architects, those who do not like doing micro level planning. They'd rather do the macro level, the shell, and hand it over. Then you have to involve the interior designer. Now,
detailing is one thing.
Yes.
In case of interior designer, it's very important because she's talking about micro level designing. So detailing is very, very important. And sometimes what happens, an architect, they ignore such details and they just design a shell, and then when it comes to interior designing, they don't know what to handle, how to handle the project.
so when interior designers are called after the shell is built, it becomes very difficult. So if your architect and interior designer is separate, then it becomes very important that at the planning stage you involve the interior designer.
Yeah, most of the time what happens, what we have experienced, first you construct, let us say from architectural angle, you construct a house and then you bring in an interior designer, and then they will give their design and you start constructing,
Yes.
like that. So one
Yes.
should avoid that.
Yes.
You can save a lot of money.
Yeah, one should not get into that kind of wastage expenditure. So what happens is, if you involve the interior designer right from the planning stage, that maybe the planning of the shell is done, then for detailing you bring in the interior designer, that becomes the right time to involve.
There is one more point involved here. Most of the people they think interior designing is just designing of a furniture, or let us say flooring, ceiling. It's not that. When we design an interior, we normally start from the level of
Space.
spaces, space planning, and then the size of their family. It matters a lot, and because according to that, the requirement changes, and then you normally you
Yes, for interiors, once the architect, if the architect is an interior designer, no problem. Like our office also handles everything, right from architecture, interior, landscaping. So we can give an integrated thing. But the offices which handle only interior design or only architecture, that is where you need the synergy of both architect and interior designer, because interior design also, as you were saying, involves mainly space planning and aesthetics. That is, you have to do both the spatial planning as well as the visual planning. So this is where both of them have to work together. We also get asked, people also ask us how to select or whom to go to. How do we know that this architect or interior designer is good for us? How do we, what do we tell them?
Yeah, normally one should go to a designer who is having enough experience in this field, and then should have some talent, enough knowledge about local materials, building materials, and then idea about designing a building, if it is a residence, a small residence, or any commercial building, a factory, anything. So it's like that.
So in a nutshell, what you are trying to say is that the moment we say the word architect, we have to understand that it is absolutely binding that the person has to be trained 5 years graduate. What we need to see the qualities in the person is that first of all, the architect or interior designer must have enough patience, because you will know that time and again you will want changes, and they should be interested in helping you out and making more and more changes, further changes. That is one. Number two, that is number two. Number three, third quality is that the architect or interior designer must have enough talent, as Mr. Bose was saying, enough talent, that is creativity, and knowledge of materials is a must.
For example, we in the past, what I have seen, while designing a commercial complex, our client changed the basic schematic drawing plan for 37 times, and it took about 1.5 years to come to a final draft, final plan approved. You cannot say that the architect should have enough experience. Even if you have experience, people will ask you to change. So you can't stop that. That's what I feel.
Yes. So the architect also must be interested in exploring different ideas. Should not be rigid. As a designer, he has to be creative enough to incorporate your ideas, and
you have to mold yourself to your client's requirement.
Have
Basically
to
that.
be very flexible and interested in exploration of design. That's it.
How do I identify an architect? This is after meeting them, but how do I identify a good architect or a designer?
By finding out from your friends, your neighbors, like that.
Usually,
And any architect, said architect, need not be from a local same place, city. No, he can be anywhere in the country.
yes. And of course, the other thing is no one goes to an architect through the yellow pages. It is absolutely nonsense. You usually see somebody's work, you like it, and then approach.
Exactly.
That is how you have to select an interior designer or an architect. From site selection, I think is the scope of it. Becomes
Main
really the
is
scope.
site selection,
Yes.
and then next is size of the plot, and then requirements. Sometimes what happens, clients comes to you with a small chunk of land, and they will ask you to construct and
Taj
design a big multi-story building. So one has to understand these basics. So it's like that.
At least, yes, in our office it has been a practice that we prefer also that clients come to us with the idea that they would like to build something, and then get the ideas from us what should be the size of the property and all that. Then we go to them, go along with them and select. Same thing with apartments. If they are buying, whether that particular apartment will suit their lifestyle or not, all these comes right at the beginning. We prefer to be involved from day one. That's it.
Yeah, involvement should be from the day one and right till the end.
Main thing is you have to trust your architect and interior designer. You have to understand that the architect and interior designer knows a little more than you, or the clients, because you are coming to them. You don't go to a doctor and tell the doctor you have to give so and so medicine, or you don't go to a lawyer or a CA and tell them what to do. Why do you have to come to an architect and say what they have to do? This is something very strange what I find. You should allow them to tell you, guide you as to this. Because remember something, that architects and interior designers primarily design your lifestyle along with your home. It is not just a house there or a built environment they are designing for you. Your whole lifestyle will revolve around that. So we are more than architects and interior designers, we are more lifestyle designers actually.
Here I would like to share one story. In 80s, one of my Bora client from Visakhapatnam approached me with a small piece of land. It was about 600 square yard or so. I think 600. So he wanted me to design a traditional Bora house. Now I was fresh that time. Completed my masters, came back, started practicing in Visakhapatnam, and then somehow whatever past knowledge I had, I could design a house for that family. They were husband, wife, and 2 daughters. And then we had designed their house according to 2 plus 2. Now, by the time we have finished their house, they had one more child, a male child. Now, the thing is, that time it was very difficult to add on another bedroom for them. So, this is one point I wanted to tell you, that one has to be very, very careful. It's not that one should not take it easy, You should see your own future and then share those ideas with your consultant. That's very important.
tried to guide you with some humor and with some facts how to select, why to select an architect or an interior designer, and what size of spaces, and not only the size of spaces but also what kind of projects, etc. But here I would like to just mention one little point, that it does not matter how many projects, what kind of projects an architect has done. You know, these architects and interior designers are trained to design anything. An architect might not have done any commercial building previously. That doesn't mean that he or she cannot design a commercial building for you or an apartment building for you. We have seen many builders come and ask, how many apartments have you designed? And then if you say that no, I have designed 2 or 3 or none, they go out. Even as a client, you have to be explorative. Maybe you might find a diamond in the ash, because you might find someone who will design a project for you with a new angle. You might find a new way of designing, a new design, a new look at the design. So please, this is what I want to say, that do not disregard a designer because they have not handled such project before. Yes, you can think of the size of the project, which if it is more than 4 times what they have already done, might be a bit difficult for them if they are not equipped to handle a very big project. But when it comes to different types of project, do not disregard a designer for not having done any before. In fact, if they have not done those projects before, they come without any baggage. It is much more better, for a client to get a designer to design something new. Absolutely something new, because the angle will be different.
Most of our clients, they come and first thing they tell, this is my size of the plot and I want world's best house, best design house.
At the cheapest.
At the cheapest possible cost, you design a house. So it's like that. So before you approach an architect, you should also have some budget
In mind, yes.
in mind, and then you proceed.
Also, some idea about what kind of look finally you would want. You might get something much better, but it becomes easier for the designer if you come with certain knowledge. I want my space to look like this space to look like that. I would like a kitchen to be like this, or my office room to be like this. So it becomes slightly easier for the designer or the architect to go on that. But sometimes it also happens that the architect might give you an elevation of your building which you have not dreamt of, which you have not seen. It could be entirely different. So please do a little bit of research before you approach an architect, and do not go away because the architect has not designed a similar project.